does it feel to be an educated man?
That's right.
How does it feel to know more than you're probably ever going to know in your whole life?
Terrible. We're here today to honor our students, and I want to first of all indicate that with me are two colleagues who will join me in this presentation and recognition. Dr. John Park, Professor in Asian American Studies and Assistant Dean in the college, and Regina Fletcher, who is the Honors Coordinator in the college. Well, and now to the honored guests. The students being recognized tonight as scholars in the classroom are accomplished in research and pre-professional activities as well.
Teresa Simard, Sarah Simon, Adam Smith,
So what did you think about his graduation?
About the graduation itself or about him graduating?
All three of the above.
I'd love to.
I'm very impressed with him graduating. I'm impressed that he had a full-time job, took a challenging group of courses, and did really well. Honor student. Real proud. The graduation itself,
Graduation itself.
right, it was worth it to spend 3.5 hours in the sun for 3 seconds of glory. But,
What did you think of the graduation speaker?
oh, fascinating woman, fascinating woman. She had memorized the weather patterns for the entire East Coast for the previous week and gave them to us.
When she was present.
Yeah, when she was there, and she told them to us in great details. Fascinating.
Oh, okay.
Fascinating.
If it's really a problem.
And how did you like the Star Spangled Banner?
Well,
Yeah, I think
here's what I
anything
thought
you do,
there.
like,
I thought the girl lost it. She lost it about the second note. She knew it, and that's what she focused on the whole rest of the thing. I got a feeling she could have done it better. I felt sorry for her to tell you the truth. Having been a performer myself, I felt sorry for her.
Okay.
It was embarrassing.
Yeah.
I felt sorry for her, but I cringed every time she squashed one.
Now, I want to ask you, how do you feel about your graduation?
It was fine.
Because we know how much.
All right.
You know, it was very graduation-y. I got to sit for. Well, I got to stand for an hour, and then I got to sit for 2 more hours, and then I got to stand up for about a minute and a half, and then I sat down for another half an hour. And
We're from the South.
very entertaining.
How did you like the lady who gave the keynote address?
45 minutes. I mean, oven for 45 minutes instead of putting them in the microwave.
It was like listening to a story
But they
by
just so good.
some old lady that
Well, after they're.
it was like. I said yesterday, it was like listening to one of Peggy's stories.
Sour cream's a good idea because it costs you. Here's another way to do it. I've been all weekend.
That's true.
You've been in New Orleans and had that.
What did you think of that?
Edit that out.
Yeah.
What did you think of the Star Spangled
You
Banner?
can't buy any.
You don't mess up the rocket's red glare.
But
That's.
it's made with that pickled,
Did you know
I
that
mean, you
girl?
might as well.
which add a
course
note
not.
of sourness.
Of course not.
Olives,
I wouldn't be
which are salty.
associated with
So
that.
now what kind of.
Okay, now back. Tell us what you thought about Adam graduating.
I think it's the end of an era. And I think that I'm very proud of Adam for graduating.
With on.
And with honors. And for, he graduated in 2 majors. He was graduated with distinction in 2 majors, which was very unusual. And he also got a fabulous girlfriend. And as Harry says, had a full-time job. And was a wonderful person. And did many great things.
Yeah, all right. Now, you went to the honors ceremony. What did you think of that?
I went to the one a year ago, which was a little bit more exciting than the one this year. And he was taken up on stage, and they talked about how wonderful he was and the fabulous paper he'd written. I don't remember at all what it was about at this moment, but we could probably get the paper and read it aloud, and it would probably impress us all.
I'm sure.
As I remember, the subject of his paper was much grander than the subject of other people's papers. He did a paper that was actually significant, where other people did how many French fries McDonald's makes or something of that nature.
You don't think that's exciting?
I don't think it's as significant as what he did, so we need to ask
Well, now,
him
what did you think of the graduation ceremonies themselves?
I thought they were large and long and pompous, but it was fun getting together with everyone.
And how did you like the lady who gave the keynote speech?
I assume she gave a lot of money to Santa Barbara. And I liked the keynote speech at Hong's graduation better.
What was that about?
She was from National Public Radio.
You don't remember her name?
I don't remember her name. I'm sorry, it's nobody I'd ever heard of before.
It wasn't Nina Totenberg, was it?
If it was, you're telling me. I have the brochure. I'd be glad to share that with you
I'd like to see it.
At a later filming.
I'll say that if it was Nina Totenberg, I'll never take anything you say seriously again.
Oh, Dad, don't do that.
Mama doesn't have any sense of humor
You
about this.
don't do that on Adam's Day.
I'm teasing, and I can cut it out.
Adam will love that on Adam's Day.
Yeah, I think he would too. But anyway, how did you like the Star Spangled Banner?
I thought that the Star Spangled Banner was better than everyone else did. I felt sorry for the poor girl who must have been very nervous up there in front of 10,000 people. Very similar to my state of nervousness at this moment in front of just 3 people. So
you did beautifully.
I imagine that compounded several thousand times, and it would be quite nervous.
Now, go.
Every time I think of Adam, he makes me smile. He's up for anything anybody wants to do. He is so smart, so funny, and so enjoyable. We've loved him all our life, and we miss him now and can't wait to see him again.
Okay, it's my turn in the catbird seat to try to explain adequately why Adam has always been such an extra special person to us all. I guess it would be easy to start out by saying what a fine, handsome college graduate he's turned out to be. Smart, too. I guess I could talk endlessly about what a terrific chess player he was, and about how I explained the binary system to him when he was only 12 years old, and he caught on quickly, caught on instantly actually. We all could write volumes about what a merry, cheerful person he's been all of his life. But I guess the main thing is how much he has always loved his Gaga and me so much all the time. In this regard, 2 life-changing events I will never forget. The first of these was when he was a tiny, tiny baby, maybe 2 years old or 3 years old, just barely learning to walk and talking very, very gradually. Something had happened sitting out on the patio that he thought had really hurt my feelings or made me feel very bad. He stood there for a long time, maybe several minutes, with his lip sticking out and looking as if he were about to break into tears. And then he came over and grabbed me around the neck and started to hold on and squeeze, and he sat there, I guess, in that position for maybe 5 minutes. I'll never forget it. The other thing was, and this appears in the movies, that precede this tape. We were playing out in the sand pile at 2724 Central, and we were discussing Pinocchio. And I asked him the question, what does every Geppetto want? And he said, a real live boy. And I said, well, that's the same thing that every Dida wants, isn't it? He didn't say anything. But a few minutes later, he called me over and asked me please to help him connect up a water hose to the spigot, which I did. But before that, I said, say please, Dida. And he said, please, Geppetto. At that moment, I knew that I had found for a lifetime one of my own.